In this episode of Explore Omaha, I had the pleasure of speaking with Colm Breathnach. He's a commercial real estate broker and vice president with Sage Capital Real Estate Investments. He also sits on the Sarpy County Planning Board. We talked about all things Omaha Metro commercial real estate. Hope you enjoy. Colm, it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you again.
Thanks for giving me some of your time today.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me what's going on in the world of commercial real estate, maybe downtown or midtown?
Sure, just a small question like that?
Yeah.
That's all, no problem.
I know that's a lot.
There's a lot going on. We're very lucky in this town that, the ups and downs of the national economy are something we manage to avoid, and we just keep going. The Chamber has a marketing program out there called We Don't Coast. And that is absolutely true, because we just get on with things here in Omaha. If you look at the Omaha downtown market right now, probably the big anchor piece that's going on is the upcoming tower for Mutual of Omaha. It's a world-class tower that's approximately 44 stories. And anytime you do that, it means a lot more activity that rotates around that project.
That's true, yeah. Is 44 stories, is that the tallest that's going to be downtown?
That's a matter of definition.
Okay.
You got to remember, if you look at it from one angle, for the Woodman Tower and the First National Tower, they look almost at the same heights, because the Woodman is actually sitting on a higher elevation than the First National, even though First National has more floors.
That makes sense.
You have a situation with the Mutual Tower, it'll be much lower than both of them again. So from a sheer elevation standpoint, no, it won't be the tallest tower, but it's certainly going to be the most modern and coolest tower we're going to build in the city right now.
It always shocks me that we can use that much office space. Like there's enough people that want that kind of thing.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So Mutual's going to use that space themselves, so that's a pretty easy done deal already. Yeah. They're going to move out of Midtown and all of that area, and then get on with life down in downtown. However, with that being said, our office market overall is slowing down quite a bit. We use a phrase, absorption, in our industry. How many square feet are absorbed per year? And last year we had negative absorption for our office market. That means we have more office space on the market right now than we did starting last year, which is not good. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Just me, people.
We got to work.
We got to work. I'm trying to make a living, folks. But the thing about that tower is it's also going to be part of, in conjunction then with the new rail system that's going to go in, that's going to connect downtown to our midtown and the whole Blackstone district.
So is that rail system, is it designed for mostly people working down there, or is it just going to be fun rail system where you can jump in and out of different little boroughs and go to little different restaurants? And do you know much how that's going to work?
Yes,
okay.
That's the answer there. Yes,
okay.
The ideal thing is that you would be able to use it as a commuter. So with the apartment spacing and multifamilies that you would, that you would have in the Midtown area, you can jump on that, go right downtown if you work downtown. And the nice thing about it too is it's going to connect right through the Blackstone district, which means all the bars and restaurants there, you can jump on and off. And if things get too out of crazy, the Med Center is right by there as well. So.
True. And keeping people off of the roads in their own cars after they've been down to the bar scene, I think, is a fantastic idea.
That's a huge thing. And I think ultimately we need to look at bigger picture here. Yeah. And people say, well, do we really need a small little rail system here? Probably not. But you have to look at 25 years out, and can we continue that rail system all the way out to the western suburbs then, so when somebody wants to go and see a concert downtown,
That'd be fantastic.
you get on the train system
Yeah.
out in Elkhorn or
I'd
Millard
love
or
that.
whatever, and you come right into downtown, have a few cocktails, and you don't have to worry about a thing.
Right.
That's really what we need to see ourselves as a metro and how our metro is growing. If you look at other world-class cities out there, they all have this.
Yeah.
So why not us?
So you put a big tower downtown, and you said other stuff starts to revolve around that. Are you talking about more restaurants, more bars, more stuff that builds up around it or inside of that building, or what did you mean by that?
Rich, you're making this too easy, just lobbing softball questions at me like this.
I'm curious, I really am.
The answer again is yes.
Okay.
What you see is typically with big towers like that, you need restaurants around them. A lot of people are going to work in this tower, and they start thinking about, well, I'd like to live near work. If they're going to put restaurants in nearby and I can walk 2 blocks to work, well, now I need a downtown condo or apartment as well. So oftentimes it's the genesis of a lot more development.
Makes sense.
There's that old phrase, success begets success.
Right.
And typically large developments beget larger developments. And that's what you'll probably see there. I know for a fact that I've already had inquiries from some of my clients saying, are they going to put a restaurant in that tower? I'd love to put a restaurant in that tower.
How is the restaurant, commercial real estate in general doing? Do you know?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Omaha's a restaurant town.
It is.
Omahans
Great food.
love to get out and eat
Yeah.
and experience new
too.
foods. And it's not just downtown. It's all over our market here for a couple of different reasons. One, we just love to do it anyway here in this town. And the other thing is, as our city gets nearer and nearer to that 1 million mark for the metro area, we get more and more attention from national restaurant chains that we typically don't see here. So we're seeing a lot of that as well. But probably the fun bit about all of this is those local restaurateurs who have an idea. So in the Bellevue market, and Bellevue is just south of Omaha, it's our 3rd largest city and a suburb essentially of the Omaha Metro Area. There is a new bubble tea / sushi restaurant going to go in, and they will have on their sushi side, they will have not only a conveyor belt system with trays of various sushi dishes that you just pick right off, but on top of that, they'll have a train system for custom sushi dishes that'll stop right by your table with your custom order.
Fantastic.
Is that not cool or what?
Yeah, that is cool.
We'll be the only one from Chicago to San Francisco with that style restaurant here. That's kind of cool to say.
Yeah, no, that is cool. You're right. I mean, try to get a seat at any restaurant Friday night at 6.
Yeah.
It's
not
impossible.
happening, you know. And the great thing about this town is everybody just kind of assumes that, oh, Omaha, steak. No,
Right.
we're so much more than that. We have any kind of food you can get in New York City or Los Angeles or Las Vegas, you can get right here, and it is a great dining experience, to say the least.
If somebody out there is watching this and they go, you know what, I want to start a restaurant, or I need some restaurant space, what should they do first? What is a couple things they should really be thinking about?
Well, you have to understand your market and what you're going to serve them. That's, kind of the basic stuff. But beyond that, if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it, you have to understand that it's not just the space out front. It's not just the decor of the restaurant itself. You also have to have a serious commercial-grade kitchen, which means equipment.
Yeah.
And these days, the lead time in equipment can be 10 months to a year out. So just because you want to do this, you kind of have to figure it's next year that you're really going to get to open your restaurant.
So I'm hearing that earlier you start planning, the more
Yes.
likely it is that you're going to open on time. So you have access to all of the restaurant space that's available?
Yes, and I work with a lot of people in the restaurant industry and the markets, and It's not just knowing the spaces, it's also knowing how to build that space out. Just because your friend finishes basements, with all due respect to the guys who finish basements, that doesn't mean to say he's the contractor you need to finish your restaurant space.
Makes sense.
And it really depends. Say you want to do a brew pub. That's a whole different animal again. It's a different criteria than doing a sushi restaurant. It's very different.
Okay.
The permits are different. So you need to have the people that understand that as well.
Does it, I'm assuming you would help someone understand how, let's just use the brew pub analogy, how many brew pubs are located within a city block or a half mile of that space, or does that matter? I'm sure it matters, because it would one want to put something near another one because you'd think that maybe they could share traffic somehow or draw more customers to that area, or is it better to be one of few where you're more unique?
It depends on the people who are running the brew pub. If you look at, say, out there off 108th Street there, if you want to get into details, we've got Pint 9 right next to Cross Drain.
True.
They're okay with that, and it actually generates a lot of business for both of them. If you go down to, say, the Blackstone district or the Benson district, we've got brew pubs and bars right next to each other because there's a whole feel and vibe for that.
Right.
You know, so it depends on how you want to do your business. Other ones like to be, you know, kind of the only person in that shopping district. And what you have to ensure then is, as you're putting them in their space, that that shopping centre understands that they want to be the only brew pub there, which means when we write the lease and I have to protect that client, we make sure there are exclusions around us.
Gotcha.
That's all part of the business. You have to do an analysis then based on all of that and what you want, and go, there are X amount of brew pubs within 1.5 miles of you, 2 miles of you. Do you want this? You're not near enough rooftops, so there's not enough houses nearby. Are you okay with that? You're going to have, say you are going to do some really nice brews and it's going to be higher end beers or whatever. Are the demographics right for you in this neighborhood, in this shopping center? Are the people who shop and live around here going to be your clientele? That's all part of the analysis that you have to do for that work.
I wouldn't have thought of any of that. That's why you must have a good real estate professional on your side when you're doing these things.
Well, you know, it's funny. I just had a conversation with our intern today talking about, because she's going to take the real estate exams, and I said, it's amazing how so many people think on, be it residential real estate, which you do, or the commercial, which I do. These people are making some of the biggest financial decisions in their lives. You need a professional with you to point out all the little details.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Well, gosh, that's fantastic. I could stay here forever and talk to you all day long, but I know you're a busy guy, and so I'm just going to thank you for what you have shared, and I appreciate the short amount of time you were able to give me some insights on the commercial world of real estate, and of course, I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, and if you need anything, just give me a holler anytime.
Thank you, Colm.